fairways. I really think, I mean, that could have gone on the fairway, and they'll still shoot low, but they're not going to throttle back.
Yeah, he said he was most proud of that front nine yesterday. You know, just didn't have his best stuff from tee to green, but made some really good saves, made some good putts, and he said, I feel like I gave myself a chance. He felt like if he got off to a good start today, which he did, because he's never really had a chance to win, and he's even said that. Back nine on Sunday here at the WM Phoenix Open, he's never really had a great chance to win, and that was his goal today, have that chance.
Yeah, I think both Scheffler and Rahm are still capable of studying, it's understatement really, of hitting the shot. If you look at the 15th hole, which played back into the breeze, the par 5 yesterday, I think that's the hardest tee shot for these guys. Water all the way along, they both just ripped it, and yet they'd been struggling with the driver. That says a lot about their current state of mind.
That hole's back into the wind again today, by the way. So it'll be Scheffler here for birdie, but he'd probably be happy with a two-putt, Aaron.
Oh, I think we all would, for sure, from down here. Anybody who's put up to this hole from down here knows that there's a decent amount of movement. And speed-wise, it's tough because as you get up on top, if you've got it, given it a little too much, it kind of actually runs away into the left a little bit and can get away from you.
He's going to have to keep grinding.
He might have seen exactly what I've always seen here. And
well, he just blew it by on the last hole.
That's
about
true,
10
too.
feet. So,
exactly right.
You know, speed, we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
His speed may be just a little off right now.
Kurt, you're talking about Jon Rahm and that mindset, how well he's playing, how confident he is. In other sports, coaches talk about the goal being get yourself in a position to win, say in the last 3 minutes of a game, last 2 minutes. For Jon Rahm at this point, get yourself in a position to win coming down the stretch, last 3 or 4 holes, and then because you've been there and done it so often lately, you just believe you're not going to lose.
He definitely does. I mean, he thrives on confidence. You know, he's an ASU grad. He's got all these people out here. If he does get it going on that back nine, he'll have a lot of support, big time support. Nick Taylor, good line, great putt. Well, Aaron said, don't sleep on Nick Taylor. He's showing a lot of confidence out there today. Quietly going about his business. Up that slope. Perfect speed.
Kurt, interesting, when he finished yesterday, you know, he's currently 9 wins, the same as Seve, his idol, 2 behind Garcia as the most successful Spaniard. So he was asked about Seve, and to your point and Terry's point, his quote, one thing I learned from Seve, there's thousands of ways to post a score.
Yeah. He even said, I probably was a little more conservative than Seve would have been back there in round 3, but it worked out. Now Rahm for birdie.
Down the hill, moving a little bit from his right to left, just a tiny bit, I think.
Not that much. Things have gotten a little tighter.
Game on, Kurt.
Absolutely. The best players in the world showing off right now.
We having any fun yet?
Another look. Without dying speed, that misses high. What a great putt. Scheffler, calm as always.
Yeah, just enough on this, though, to give you a little concern.
Yeah, confident stroke right in the middle. You're right, Terry. Game on. This is going to be a lot of fun. Scheffler hanging on to that one-shot lead after Rahm and Taylor make birdie.
There's an easier way. From little fixes to big projects, taking care of your home is easy with Thumbtack. Download the Thumbtack app and start caring for your home today.
The Wells Fargo Active Cash Card. Earn 2% cash back on what you want, like a vintage turntable, so you can get back into vinyl.
Nice choice.
And 2% cash back on what you need, like a new needle for your record player. The Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card. That's real life ready.
Customers often tell us their PXG fitting was one of their best, most enjoyable golf experiences ever. That's because, quite frankly, there's nothing quite like playing with a custom-fit PXG 0311 golf club. They look sexy, exude quality. Our irons are also 5 times forged, then milled. Nobody does this but us. When you hit them, you'll know exactly why we do it. So visit PXG.com or call us to book your fitting today. PXG, nobody makes golf clubs the way we do, period.
The first ever all-electric Chevy Equinox EV. Up to 300 miles of range on a full charge. A starting price around $30,000. EVs for everyone, everywhere. Chevrolet. The first ever all-electric Chevy Silverado RST with a multiplex midgate for extra storage. And an available 400 miles of range on a full charge. EVs for everyone, everywhere. Chevrolet.
All right, Jordan Spieth here at the 7th, trying to get it to 12 under.
Frank, he's got to start making these if he wants to have a chance.
Not if he hits them that soft.
My goodness.
Got to wake him up, Cole.
I'm trying. I'm giving it all I got out here, Frank. I just like he's wearing his cowboy colors.
Here we go.
Ricky after the hole-in-one at 7. And this is his 3rd shot at the par 4. And stay up. He's made a little bit of a mess here at the 8th. It is back into the wind, and it's a very long, tough par 4. 487 back into the breeze today. Back to 7.
How about what Nick Taylor's done so far? It's 1 back, 3 under on the round. First time he's played with Jon Rahm. 3rd time with Scotty Scheffler in this final group. Chance to win. Pretty impressive. But having to keep it going just to keep pace. So they wait, play up on the green. We take you up to 8.
Jason Day's 3rd shot. That's just, with his short game skills, that's a piece of cake right there. Back to 7.
There's the scene. Look at the gallery back there.
Hence the weight. Yeah, but to your point on Nick Taylor, and I know you're out there. I mean, he's sort of like the supporting cast in the movie right now, but it could very well be the spoiler of the show.
Well, I'll tell you what, Frank, I don't think you can sell how big of a deal that was, even though it was a couple of years ago. The experience he had taking down Phil Mickelson head-to-head at Pebble Beach, a 5-time champ. I mean, that guy's got to give you confidence for days.
One of his 2 wins. That was in 2020.
That's a 6-iron, but it's pulled bad.
He's got to find ground quick.
Traveling. There's that support for Jon Rahm, Arizona State Sun Devil, and as this rivalry develops, it's going to be fascinating because they are outwardly, at least, so different on the golf course, Frank.
Yeah, it's a good observation, Terry. Polar opposites. You know, one runs hot, that sort of Latin flair that his idol Seve had, and the other one's just sort of like that pulse, just like a flatliner.
Yep.
That's what you want. Different ways to approach it, different golf swings, one flat, one upright.
what makes it so fun to watch, man. 7-iron. This one up the gut of the middle of the green, kind of bleeding to the left. Might have to jump up. I don't think he got all that one, Frank.
Extra bounce help. There's a false front in this par 3. He thought there's a little more help there.
And maybe a little hurt from the gallery.
It's still back there. It's still up there. I can feel it down here at the front of the tee. And if it's enough to move these mesquite trees, you know it's blowing, because they don't move much. This also a 7-iron for Scheffler.
Just aiming a little left here. So maybe trying to hold it. Distance control still good. A little unlucky, catches that slope. Once again, smack bang in the heart of the green.
Already saw an ace at the 7th. That was the 5th at that hole since they began play on TPC Scottsdale back in 1987. Scheffler up by 1. Day 4 at Scottsdale. Today's coverage is brought to you by WM, who is always working for a sustainable tomorrow. And by the new custom Ping G430 irons, engineered to empower your game.
Ready? Wow. Yeah. Can you send me that? Sure. Hey, can you send me that? Sure.
In my home, we are always busy and keep things on a tight schedule, so having HelloFresh in our home is a must. HelloFresh has everything from family-friendly meals to fit and wholesome to quick and easy options like this 25-minute black bean and pepper quesadilla. They send you step-by-step instructions with perfectly pre-measured ingredients that makes cooking super easy for anyone. There are 0 chef skills needed. So when it's all said and done, HelloFresh always has my back in helping me and my family's busy schedule.
Go to HelloFresh.com/meal for 65% off plus free shipping.
Everyone expects distance from their driver. We're shifting the paradigm to deliver far more than that. We constructed the first ever 360 carbon chassis. It's 44% lighter than titanium, shifting weight to actively enhance both distance and forgiveness. Now you get 15% tighter downrange dispersion in our longest driver ever. This is the new paradigm in performance from Callaway, the kings of distance.
Dad, how big is the ocean?
That is a really good question.
This is your moment to experience luxury like never before. Never reveled in it or been so moved. You've never lived like this before until now.
I don't know if you realize this or not. This is my last season. Last season, my last season. This is my last. Season. Last season to the last.
I'm totally gonna miss him.
Shaping up to be one great afternoon of golf here in the desert. Coverage continues. Top of the hour, 3 o'clock Eastern on CBS. And then the encore presentation comes your way tonight at 6:30 Eastern on Golf Channel. One shot lead, Scotty Scheffler here as they play the 7th. Nick Taylor from off the green is 2nd.
Sitting down a little bit, Terry, here, so contact, he's going to have to judge this one. Kind of an educated guess coming out of this sticky overseed.
A lot of real estate.
Yeah, tons of ground to work with. Kind of picked it up, gave it a little stab, Frank. That's got to get moving.
So made a lengthy one on the last, but we'll have to do it for par here. Justin Thomas up here at 10. Second shot, 6 back.
We would have looked better if we were wearing those shirts and hitting shots like that. Oh,
we're 0 for 2.
Yeah, you're right.
So JT.
Pretty big drive down that right side.
And back to the 7th, and Rahm next to go, long putt for birdie.
Another one of those, Terry, where I think, you get these every once in a while out here. These greens are big. You're happy to take that 2-putt and just move on. This qualifies. Across the ridge, left to right most of the way.
They're both being like Geiger counters the first 6 holes. Just a sedate par would be quite good right now.
They've made it where they needed to, Frank, that's for sure, to maintain the momentum.
Through here is not going to be any harm. Because there's so many holes to until on the back side that you've got to make that decision. 11 and 12 is so important.
Well, this stretch gets tougher here, right?
Exactly. You start from here all the way through to the 12th. So by the time you get on that 13th tee, the first of the 2 par 5s in the back 9, that's when all of a sudden you have to be bold. Because, 17, the short par 4, the decision to be made there. It's where the golf course gets, super exciting.
16, an experience all its own. The 2 par 5s in the span of 3 holes, 13 and 15 on the back 9. How about this putt for Scheffler?
Left to right most of the way, Terry, and I'd say more on the downhill side, whereas Rahm's is flat to barely on the uphill side. So there's so many subtle movements in these greens out here, which I think makes them, kind of sneaky tough to read out here. I think they've always been kind of a sneaky tough set of greens to read on the tour.
But the speed a little off.
Well,
the back putts today.
They're going to go back 2 holes when he knocked it 12 feet past at the 5th. It's a little scrappy.
Stewart Cink next to go on the tee at 16. So a lot of 7 irons here. Stewart with a 6 iron.
It's one of the lowest ones we've seen. Oh. You never know. Today might be the day.
I was just going to ask you. Down there. We've seen 2 even better than that so far, and that's a heck of a shot. Might get 1 today. Taylor for par at 7.
Anything. It's going to move right.
Last 2 putts.
That is huge. Double thumbs up for Nick Taylor the way he's playing right now.
That is just tough.
Yeah, whatever happens, there'll only be 1 back now. 10.
Thomas to get it to 10.
Oh, you never know. Maybe he does something crazy good on that back 9.
So it shares 7th right now, Justin Thomas. He and Ricky Fowler, who had the ace at this hole earlier, he's at 10 under as well. This left for par.
He used to put this on the right edge. Just a little smidge of a break. He's hit these quite firmly so far today. Beautiful hole.
Nothing to it. It was the 3rd hole of a playoff last year. Scotty Scheffler won it over Patrick Cantlay. The number was 16 under, so he's got it at 15 under the front 9 right now.
But he's still only 1 under on the par 5s. It's quite amazing.
It is. Okay. 2 putt for John. And 3 under still on the round. 1 better than Scotty Scheffler today in this final round. They both had 68s yesterday. You're ready, doesn't he?
He's put on a little bit of weight.
Pointing that out, thank you. So you got plenty of Eagles fans out here representing as well. It's going to be great this afternoon, man. I'll tell you what. And don't overlook Nick Taylor, what he's done. The last 2 putts to hang in there, those were huge.
Yeah, they were. I mean, there's a lot of Canadians out here supporting that. We're supporting him, and we saw that yesterday. But you know, we were saying during the broadcast, I look at this golf course, Terry, as 3 sixes. The first 6 holes they got through. Now it's the important 6 that set up that final 6 holes where you say it's risk and reward all the way. And you mentioned the 2 par 5s. We all know about 16 and of course 17.
Mentioned 16 under, won it last year. It's at 15 under right now. Any guess as to where it ends up, the winning number?
Right, 17, I would imagine. It's a pretty good score. Scheffler would take that right now.
2 under on the round at the moment. John 1 better at 3 under. Some kind of final group right there trying to win this 85th edition of the WM Phoenix Open and perhaps go up to #1 in the world. Should be great.
Introducing the Stealth 2 with more carbon and
so much forgiveness. Are you saying forgiveness or forgiveness? Forgiveness.
I'm hearing far.
Forgiveness, like forgiveness.
I'm still hearing far, but whatever.
The tailor-made Stealth 2 with even more
forgiveness. Just hit it.
I'm a Vegas hotel. I don't want anything too serious either. Just a fun, spontaneous thing. Some people say I'm excessive, but who cares? I'm just looking for a Saturday to remember and a Sunday by the pool.
There's no way like the Lopez way. Yes! Lopez versus Lopez is hilarious and heartwarming.
Just because I don't speak Spanish doesn't mean I'm not a real Lopez.
You're like Dora that doesn't explore.
Lopez versus Lopez, Friday on NBC.
Like somehow, the eyes of the world will be on
Paris.
Oh, the other Paris.
When all this began, I was such a different person.
Just say goodbye.
You've killed 3 people.
I'm not perfect.
There's nothing more to say.
I love hats.
After 200 blacklisters, nothing you do surprises me anymore.
You must go. Just say goodbye.
There's an end waiting for all of us.
The Blacklist, the final season, February 26th on NBC.
Well, I hope the Super Bowl's this good. Eagles and Chiefs battling in Glendale later today. Scheffler, Rahm, fighting for the WM Phoenix Open title and world #1 here in Scottsdale. Nick Taylor right there as well. Ricky made an ace at 7. It is a spirited final round. Rich Footer alongside Paige McKenzie.
And on the 18th, this Grayson Sig, just out of the rough, this whole location in the front portion of the green. So many of these slightly domed greens have runoffs if you're not able to catch it.
Jordan Spieth now for birdie at the 8th. Needs to start rolling a few of these in.
This is a pretty good opportunity. This whole location difficult for players to get to today. A lot of putts will be coming from the center of the green. That is not quite enough.
And we'll take you up to the top of the hour, and CBS will continue the coverage. Here's the U.S. Open winner, Matt Fitzpatrick, 18th hole. How are the conditions today, Paige?
A little brisk with this wind coming in from the northeast, the typical wind the players have seen the last 3 days. Not typical for necessarily the Scottsdale area. So for Fitzpatrick, it's going to be a little into the wind. That'll help try to stop it.
Not his best. Rahm at the 8th.
This tee shot, preference shade shot would be a draw. That's the opposite of what Jon Rahm typically hits. There's bunkers along that left side. And that is where he hit it yesterday.
Here's Tyrrell Hatton. This for par to stay at 9 under. 27th ranked player in the world, 31 years old from England. Lone PGA Tour win came 3 years ago at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Six other wins on the DP World Tour. Scheffler at the 8th.
That's several misses to the left off of the tee. This not appearing to head left. Yeah, find the fairway on this 8th. That'll set up a good short iron shot into this hole.
Grayson Sig now. About 8 feet left for his par. It's the second designated event 2023. Run of those in the next couple of months, beginning next week. As Tiger returns to his tournament, the Genesis Invitational at Riviera. It's a great time for the PGA Tour. Had in the neighborhood of 200,000 fans yesterday, probably 500,000 for the week here. It's a hard ticket to get. And one agent told me one of his famous clients said, "Can you get me 4 for Saturday at the WM? You got me 4 for the Grammys." This was a hard ticket to get. Now, James Hahn.
It's a tough miss into that back left hole location. That is going to make for a very tricky up and down.
Do not think we'll get Jimmy Hahn going Gangnam style as he did a few years back, right? It's birdie putt at the 9th now for Jason Day. He is not out of the picture yet. Day headed in the right direction. Long road back. World #1 in 2016. 2015, 2016, he won 8 tournaments. Regarded at that time as the best putter in the sport. Back issues, loss of his mother, expanding family, loss of confidence contributed to his fall, but he's on the way back. Now, Nick Taylor at the 8th.
Not bad. Ball was above the feet. Hard to hit to a right hole location with the ball above the feet.
Brandon Wu for birdie to finish off his week.
It's got a lot of pace from above the hole.
Apologies, this is 9th hole of the day. And Scheffler at the 8th, second shot, 1 stroke lead.
Safely aboard.
Yeah, sensible shot. Billy Horschel, 16th.
You think there might be a gator chomp if this goes in? We will never know.
Rahm at the 8th.
Off a little bit of an upslope, trying to catch it clean. It sounded good. But like yesterday, not able to get it all the way to the green. It's going to require some magic to try to save par on that 8th hole.
He's had Seve magic this week, that's for sure. So this would be a third win in 2023 alone. He's never had a 3-win year on the PGA Tour. And keep in mind, still 6 months to go in this FedEx Cup season. This would be a 10th career PGA Tour win for Jon Rahm, a 5th for Scottie Scheffler, and a 3rd for Nick Taylor, who's really hanging in.
Every great product starts with an obsession, a calling to create something better, better performance, better quality, better experiences. The result of my obsession is PXG. Better golf fashion, better golf clubs, better golf accessories, engineered and designed for those who refuse to settle for anything less than the best. Shop now at PXG.com or a PXG location near you. PXG, nobody makes golf clubs and golf fashion the way we do, period.
Can a handyman fix my leaky faucet?
How much does it cost to have my HVAC checked?
How do I know I have mold?
What do water pipes freeze?
Home questions don't have to keep you up at night. Get peace of mind with Thumbtack. We'll connect you with local pros for any home project, from a small fix to a big remodel. See transparent prices, read verified reviews, and book with just a tap. Thumbtack, the easy way to care for your home.
Oh, well, this is me.
It's still early. You want to maybe grab a coffee?
With the Wells Fargo Active Cash Card, you earn 2% cash back on what you want, like coffee, ping pong, a movie, karaoke, and 2% cash back on what you need.
No. Just my shoe.
Like maybe shoes without laces.
Just my shoe, folks.
The Wells Fargo Active Cash Card. That's real life ready.
There's no way like the Lopez way. Lopez versus Lopez is hilarious and heartwarming.
Just because I don't speak Spanish doesn't mean I'm not a real Lopez.
You're like Dora that doesn't explore.
Lopez versus Lopez, Friday on NBC. Night Court is guilty of being TV's #1 comedy premiere.
Strap in, baby.
And America can't get enough.
This is your fault.
Next case.
Night Court, new Tuesday on NBC and streaming on Peacock.
Great final round of the WM Phoenix Open. It's Tom Kim, 16T. He was the crowd favorite, crowd pleaser. Quail hollow at the President's Cup. It's just his breakout performance. He knows how to play to the home fans here in Phoenix with the Suns jersey. Suns just made a big trade for Kevin Durant. All right, Jon Rahm trying to get up and down for his par here at number 8.
This whole location tucked in that right side, falls off to the right. Not bad. I think he was not expecting it to check quite that much.
This is Tyrrell Hatton at the 9th. Solid shot for Tyrrell Hatton. Long birdie putt. Nick Taylor at the 8th, one back.
He's had a couple of these putts the last couple of holes.
He is rolling it. Birdie putt at 6. Par putt at the 7th. And now lag putt here at number 8. This is Jordan Spieth. Jordan needs to get something going here. Scottie Scheffler, birdie putt here at the 8th. little bit of pressure now on Jon Rahm to try to save his par and remain only a shot back. The tough Texan, Scotty Scheffler. Gonna be a good one, Paige.
It's heating up here physically. The temperatures are rising. The people are getting louder, and I cannot wait to see the finish. These superstars.
Sung Jae, another good tournament. Justin Thomas, likely a top 10. It appears as though number 1 will change hands today. Will it be Scheffler or Jon Rahm? Nick Taylor maybe spoils the party. Who knows? Coverage is coming up on CBS Final Round. Paige and I, along with Brandel, are back here on Golf Channel for the post-game show at the conclusion of this final round. Enjoy one of the best days of the year in sports.
Since her release from a Russian prison. WNBA star attended the 3rd round of the WM Phoenix Open Golf Tournament. She was freed, as you'll recall, back in December in a...
What? Excuse me. I'm very logged in. Cut the crap this shit.
Are nothing unusual in northern Michigan. But there's one kitchen that knows a recipe for keeping warm.
It's open, part of the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Oh, what a day to be alive in the Grand Canyon State, and a couple of big events, super events, you could say, that are going to take place just 30 miles apart. The WM Phoenix Open, where again, tens of thousands have come out, hundreds of thousands yesterday. But they are here to see some great golf with some of the best players in the world jockeying for the title here. This marks the 50-year anniversary of the first time the Thunderbirds, the great organization, foundation, and bedrock of this tournament, decided to take on the challenge of hosting a PGA Tour event on the same weekend as Super Bowl Sunday. First did in 1973. Here we are 50 years later. Proud to be sitting alongside the Masters champion Trevor Immelman and Ian Baker Finch and Frank Nobilo. Dottie out there in the final grouping. Colt Knost, Mark Immelman walking the fairways as well. Amanda Renner with the interviews. And Orlando Pope back with us today to help break down any rules, infractions, and scenarios. Let's get out to the play at the 8th.
And Jon Rahm for par. He held a number of these yesterday. But not so much today.
Second day in a row in, he drove it in the left fairway bunker, couldn't get to the green.
Over to 9.
And Jordan Spieth 1 under through his first 8.
Trevor, he needs to push the gas pedal if he wants to catch these guys.
Oh, almost did right there. Yep, 4 behind, and now 9 left to play for Spieth. Lucky for him, though, lots of birdie opportunities and even a few eagle opportunities on that second 9. So fireworks, right. Yeah, fireworks still to be had out there.
2 reachable par 5s and a drivable par 4.
And we got Scheffler on the tee at the 9th, a couple under through his first 8, trying to go back-to-back.
Took him 8 holes to find his first fairway, so yesterday's difficult driving continues today.
It's not something, he doesn't hit a fairway until the 8th hole, but he's still 2 under for the round.
And you never know it by his demeanor, not one sign of struggle.
Well, he's got consecutive fairways, now 8 and 9, and I said going for back-to-back, having won this tournament title a year ago. His first, and what a stretch followed with 3 more wins in the weeks behind it, including all the way up and including the Masters. Now Rahm and Nick Taylor, the other 2 members of this final grouping.
Between Scheffler and Rahm yesterday, they hit 9 fairways. And Rahm's kind of on that same track again, Trevor.
Seems to be aiming further and further left off of the tee, Dottie.
Yeah, we noticed that when we were watching the early show. It's almost become like a kind of cut block to get it in play.
Yeah, I spoke to his caddy, Adam Hayes, in the warm-up and said that is the tendency, is for him to err too far left, but it's better than if he sets up too square. So they are aware of it.
So again, a high-stakes game for number 1. There were some scenarios here where McIlroy, had he finished high enough, could have stripped them, both Scheffler and Rahm, of the opportunity to be number 1 with a win. But Rory's back in the 30s right now, tied 37th with about 4 holes to go. And again, Scheffler going for back-to-back. We saw the A's from Ricky. There's all kinds of excitement around here. Hello, friends. Jim Nance. Again, Trevor sitting alongside. This is just a list of the players that have successfully defended their title here.
Yeah.
Something to behold, and Scheffler can do that today.
Yeah, sure is an impressive list, but I'm looking at that driver. Also, he's trying to change a trend. He's 1 for 5 converting 54-hole leads or co-leads, so he's going to want to turn that around pretty quickly. And Dottie just touched on it. He's only hit a couple fairways now in that front side, and for me, that's going to be the key. He put a new driver in the bag this week, drove it beautifully the first couple days, but yesterday only 5 fairways. So I think from here on out, if he can start to find the fairway, he'll be putting a lot of pressure on the rest of the field to really push the envelope to try and catch him.
And what's so fun about this tournament, aside from the fact that it's so well attended and supported, is you have a glorious stretch to close here where all kinds of things can happen.
Oh yeah, just a brilliant design. Shout out to Jay Morris and Tom Weisskopf, who we all love so much. The final 6 holes here, anything can happen. You've got 2 par 5s that are reachable, the drivable par 4 17th, so tons of opportunities for 2 and maybe even 3-shot swings. So don't go anywhere. Anything can happen in the final hour here.
We've got Ricky over at the 10th right now.
After a good tee shot, Mark Immelman is there.
Indeed, Frank. A little tailwind, but that whole location hair-raising from this angle.
So safely on.
Well, this course designed by Tom Weisskopf and Jay Morris, who started business in the area here at nearby Troon Country Club. First of 25 collaborations, over 80 for Tom total. Dennis Scholl is the great PGA professional here. Brandon Reese and his crew. Just look at what kind of shape they have this in. Get a lot of rounds around TPC Scottsdale. You never know. It looks like no one's ever played it. It's so pristine. And we're talking about the double, if you will, back-to-back, or in the case of Arnold Palmer, 3 consecutive years. Hogan, Lloyd Mangrum, Jimmy Demaret. Again, Arnie 3 straight. Johnny Miller. Hideki Matsuyama. It is just an incredible list that Scheffler can join today as a repeat champion. Nick Taylor, his tee shot also in the fairway, Donnie, at the 9th. He's 3 under through the first 8 holes.
174 from a beautiful angle here remaining, and I think it's really important not to overlook Nick Taylor. He is scrappy. He's gotten it done twice before on the PGA Tour, and he knows he has to play within his own little bubble to not get swept up in this potential battle for number 1.
That's great advice, Dottie, and I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way early. With this being a designated event,
Yeah.
the winner's going to be taking home $3.6 million. That is career and life altering for somebody like Nick Taylor. So a huge couple hours ahead for him here.
He does play here. This is his home course. But hasn't had a whole lot of success here. Never broke the top 40.
Don't have too much room left if this whole location is a false edge there.
Little breeze still in, still from a side of the right a little bit.
Wow, what a shot. Look at this. Settles quietly 6 feet away. And that, of course, was the Shot Tracer presented by TrackMan. Rom will be next, and then Scheffler.
Rom 167, so slightly a downhill lie with 8 iron. Should launch a touch lower. That being said, neither Rom or Scheffler have a hard time putting the golf ball way in the air.
It's a fine shot also for the local resident.
Really nice, tight little draw there. It's a shot we don't see him go to too often, but says he needs to hit quite a few of those here at TPC Scottsdale.
Scheffler's played the hole 1 under par through the first 3 rounds.
He had a very good look here for birdie yesterday. Now with the 9 iron in his hand. He doesn't like to move that golf ball to the left as much like round 2.
Be blowing hard. I think we can do lighter again. Yeah, it's perfect right now. Yeah, you good? Yep.
Wind's changing direction to be more out of the south as the day goes on. We'll have to keep an eye on that. We're getting into that time of the day. Very high starts right at Rom's ball.
Oh, man, lands right next to the cup. Just inside of Taylor.
Yeah, he's going to get Reed there too.
Thank you.
What a great way for us to come on the air with those high quality irons into 9. Let's see how close here on the landing.
Matter of inches. There have been only 2 birdies so far at the 9th hole. We can see 3 out of this last group. We're over at 10.
Bunkered here is Jason Day. Not much green to work with.
Not at all, Frank, but the upsloping lie and the lofted knowledge will help.
Had a great start to his round today. Started with 3 straight birdies. He's not made one since. All pars. Up at the tee, Jordan Spieth.
Well, it's time for the main course here, Frank. The back 9 at TPC Scottsdale.
3 words, so he's trying to play this hole a little differently to yesterday, Cole.
Just got to miss that bunker, which he did.
Yeah, that's fine. So Spieth currently 4 back at 11 under. Up ahead at 10. Mark, he's actually played the last 3 holes even par.
And he's been sound on the greens this week with that grip-weighted putter he's using. Just felt the need for some more speed on that.
That even par is 155.
The WM Phoenix Open is sponsored by PXG. Nobody makes golf clubs the way we do, period. FedEx, where now meets next. And by WM, who is always working for a sustainable tomorrow. The rugged beautiness, if you will, of all the surrounding areas. And we're back to the Fowler group. You're right, Frank. I mean, 155, ace, bogey, bogey.
You talk about the number ones too. Remember 2004, there was 3 that were vying. It was Vijay Singh, Ernie Els, and of course Tiger Woods. 2015, Adam was up there. It was Jordan Spieth. So, he's trying to get back, be in contention.
He's wearing the green shirt on the wrong day, Frank. Wasn't that supposed to be yesterday?
It was meant to be yesterday. He spoke in the media center yesterday, about his mum and how those last 3 or 4 years have been for him. It's I tell people to go and sort of read it, get a good look at what he's had to go through.
But he seems so at peace right now. When you speak to him, spending quite a bit of time with him on the range this week, just seems calm, relaxed, in a great place. Personally, with his game, with what he and his coach are working on, I really do believe that he's going to get back into the winner's circle this season.
As is Ricky Fowler. Okay, let's see what they can do on this final 9 here. Put the hole on, that was to save it. That 6-iron was just gorgeous at the 7th. To the 9th green.
Well, Rahm knocks it inside 16 feet, and he's away.
This is not much longer than the putt he had for par back at 8. One of the best on the tour in bounce back number. It tells you a little bit about his heart.
Still on the same side as 8.
Something going on there at that 9th green. Remember yesterday players were misreading putts as well there.
Had a lot of close looks for birdie and failings to cash in. The final groupings. And he's going to tap in for 233 out. They go to the 10th.
He's 4th, but he's 4 back.
Great opportunity here, though. Just 139 downwind.
John Rahm did tap in back at 9 and remain at 13 under. Bunkering here when Weiskopf and Morris came back to change the sand. Like really pops.
Yep, I do. I believe he's in between pitching wedge and gap wedge. Looks like he's going to go with a little chip with a pitching wedge. Frank, in my opinion, these greens are a little more receptive today.
I suspect they've had a little bit of water overnight.
Or something else.
Not nearly as firm. Good shot. What has to do the work, though. Back to 9.
And now Taylor with Scheffler just inside of on the same line. He can momentarily tie the lead.
This is not outside the hole.
Oh, it's in the hole. That's 31 for Nick Taylor from Abbotsford, British Columbia. Same area as Adam Hadwin. To go to 11.
And Ricky on the tee, wisely with the fairway wood, try and keep it down the right side if possible.
That was a beautiful swing on a very daunting tee shot, Ian.
Most difficult hole on the course today, Mark.
Year in and year out, isn't it?
Averaging 4.65, believe it or not. Only 1 birdie all day. Back to 9.
And Scheffler right on top of him to go ahead and reclaim it. The lead by 1, making the turn. 32 for Scotty. Oh, it's going to be an exciting finish. The second side here. It's as compelling and high drama a 9 holes you'll find on the PGA Tour. You'll see.
We all know it's a good idea to recycle. But what happens to that aluminum can or all that paper after you put it in the recycling bin? Where does it go? What does it become in its second life? See how WM is always working for a sustainable tomorrow at WM.com/stories.
You have picked a hell of a year to start following the PGA Tour.
One step on my throat, one step on theirs.
These guys are here to win.
Nothing's given to you. You have to go out there and earn it.
It's so freaking hard to win a golf tournament.
ZX Mark II drivers are for major players.